Oh man, hey guys, how you doing? Man, I was watching a little bit of 2024 Bash live. They're working the bugs out. Friday's kind of a work the bugs out day, I guess. Big day for the flea market, though, or the, should they call it a flea market? Whatever, a boot sale. I wish I was there. It's kind of, it's just neat to be able to meet, some of the people you watch on YouTube, and it's not like you're meeting Hollywood stars or anything like that. You're just meeting guys, and that's what they act like. Last year, it's kind of a terraced property, and the alley in the back is the highest point. And being a partaker of nicotine, I was back there. Phil from Almost Machining was back there. I'm pretty sure it was Phil. And he greeted me the first morning I was there, and I never knew him, never met him before. I did win some stones that he had donated, precision flat stones, in 2021. But he gave me a really warm welcome on Friday morning. So anyway, it's probably Saturday. It's Saturday, and I'm back there, and he's talking to a gentleman, and I sit down, and I kind of join in the conversation. And after like about 5 minutes, I realized it's Keith Rutger sitting here. I'm like, oh, no shit. But I tell you what, live and in person, Keith looks, 10 years younger and 40 pounds lighter. I hope I didn't offend him, because I was like, man, I didn't even recognize you. But it was in a good way, Of course, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. But yeah, and this year, it's from Mississippi. We got Clark Easterling from Windy Hill Foundry is there this year. And out of Texas, he's always an asshole to his partner, and that's just the way they roll. I forget his name. But, it's kind of fun to run into those people, and there's all kinds of people, Randy Richards encouraged me from the very beginning, and we're not best friends or anything, but he knows he gives me a wave and calls me by my name, and it's just a cool community. And so yeah, I wish I was there. I'll be there next year. I'm after my my recent crash, or my let's see, you get your headstock aligned and it's trammed. So the grand untramming that I had after making some heavy cuts, I've got that corrected as well as it was. Maybe not before I started that day, but as well as it was when I originally set it up. So I actually only have 2 points. I'm only pulling on 2 T-nuts to keep the head trammed in place. So I made a new plate. Of course, I made the first plate to make this head meet fit the south bend. Okay, leave that up here so I can properly show the name. The south bend. So I had to make an adapter plate to make the KONDIA power mill head fit on there. And this is what it looks like. And back here in the back, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's probably got it covered up because I got this pulled all the way back. But there's a 1/2 inch hole there where I can access an Allen head screw, which tightens up the T-nut. So I made a new one that has these cutouts in it, where this is all not to scale, but basically I can stick a wrench in there and tighten up all four T-nuts and have that thing solid, rigid. I'm brand new to the milling machine, and you know, I cut this out using this face mill, and I want to all the depths are different, so I need this full-size nut to clear. So I need to go a little deeper there. I think this one back here, that's not quite there yet either. This one, they all need this over here needs, say, 20 thousandths. There probably need another, yeah, about another 20 thousandths there, and I'm just guessing 30 thousandths. Basically, I originally planned on using a jam nut, which isn't as tall or thick as this nut. And a lot of people said the jam nut is not a good idea. So I'm going to make all these, I'm going to go ahead and make all these slots or access. I'm going to make them all equal in depth and deep enough to where I can use a full-size nut as opposed to a thinner profile jam nut. So what we're going to do is just come in and take some of this off. I'm not going to make anything any bigger than it is. Just going to go the existing stuff. I'm just going to make it deeper. And I actually might, see, as far as shape goes, this one here is probably just about perfect. That's the way they all should be. Of course, they're all a little bit off of that. And that one's a little bit off. And this one is way off. But I originally was going to just counterbore these a little bit and let my nut sit down in there, but I changed my mind. I'm just going to get the face mill out and do that. Okay, I'll get all this tightened down and ready to run, and get my animals squared away. We're not going to be out here walking in steel chips, and we'll get this all clearanced out, figure out how I'm going to set my depth. Okay, some aluminum. It's welded onto that cutter. You're probably not seeing that cutter. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, I had some. Metal welded to that. Okay, set enough already. Okay, what am I doing? I gotta shut up. I gotta take the camera. That's what I gotta do. Okay. You'll never see this. This goes here. This goes here. Yeah. Yeah. My tea scraper. TTCO T-slot cleaner in Inglewood, Ohio, which, I rode my bicycle all around Inglewood, Ohio when I was growing up. I kind of grew up right on the cusp of Inglewood and Trotwood. Now I live in Urbana, and Urbana is where those really great transfer screws were originally made. The ones that fit inside their own holder, and the holder is the wrench. There's some vices made, and there's still some stuff made in Dayton, Ohio, which I claim to be my hometown. Yeah, oh well, that doesn't mean anything to you, I guess. I'm kind of, my father being in the industry, his brothers, and I just feel a little pride in my hometown's history in the machining industry. Wow, I wonder if that'll make it to the video. Okay, I got this set for about 60 thousandths. I'm looking for about 350 thousandths altogether. I'm in high range. Am I recording? Yes. On high range, my belts are in the number 2 position. And where are we at here? Where's my chart at? High. So I guess I'm at 1,920 RPMs. So I'm from the top, so the smaller, actually I'm at 1140, I guess. I'm second from the top, which is the 3rd largest direct to the spindle. So 1140. I could probably drop it down to 685, but since we're dealing with carbide, I'm guessing that it likes speed. So, lock the dogs out. A little bit deeper, so we're going to go 50. Okay, let's see what I got here. I still need to do another 50 thousandths. So let's get this thing back to center. About right there. And there's 100 thousandths. Okay, so there's my nut. I'm going to parallel across there. Get that in a little closer so we can see it. There's my clearance. So, rinse and repeat. The other four corners, and we will be off. Or the head will be off. Okay, let's see if we have our clearance here. I think going this direction is a good idea because let's see if it's enough. Probably take off a little bit more. And going this direction is good because as far as keeping this thing trammed. So let me do another 50 thousandths. It's kind of in line with the center, okay. You know, I'm probably doing a dozen things wrong, and you know, I haven't been running a milling machine for very long. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay. I've kind of picked up a little freestyle thing here. So next we're going to the air hoses in the other room. Oh well. Okay, let's see if we have our clearance here. I think going this direction is a good idea because let's see if it's enough. Probably take off a little bit more. And going this direction is good because as far as keeping this thing trammed. So let me do another 50 thousandths. It's kind of in line with the center, okay. You know, I'm probably doing a dozen things wrong, and you know, I haven't been running a milling machine for very long. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay. Well, I've kind of picked up a little freestyle thing here. So next we're going to the air hoses in the other room. Oh well. Okay, we're probably going to have to do about 50,000. So let's find our release this and find our zero. Call that 0. put that nut down there. Just go parallel over that. Now we're going to take another 25. Might as well make it 50. Oops, there's my nut. Okay, so let's get moving with the hole here. Okay, we're going already. Just gonna soften these edges up a little bit. Okay, I ran a file across this first, and hence this, and so what I'm going to do here, wait for this thing to stop. I'm going to grab this by this little knob here. We see this, yeah. I'm going to pull this 2x4 out, about 3 feet long, and let that go. Through the cord, and that hangs up right there. So and that stows away the grinder wire wheel. Got that little hack from Aid's workshop. Adrian over at Aid's workshop. The first time I watched an Aid's workshop video, I ran across this Brit adding on to his shed. He had, I'm laughing because, I'm just unaware. He's building onto his shed, and little did I know his machine shop was inside that shed. And he added about 4 feet or 3.3 meters to the building, and I learned that little hide the grinder away under the bench. I'm always tickled to see Adrian and see what project he's working on. Very intelligent man. I look up to just about everybody I watch because there's a lot of smart guys out there, and you hang around smart guys, some of that smarts wears off on you if you're paying attention, and yeah, I like that. I'm just going to close with, wow, I wish I was at the bash. Now, there's been times where I've been in isolation, and I'll sleep out here in the shop in an anti-gravity chair, which is basically a lawn chair that reclines, and became quite comfortable with that. And so I'm going to the bash last year. I'm scraping my dimes and my quarters and pennies, and I would have been a little better off if I booked my flights a little earlier, but my wife was kind of iffy if I was going to be able to leave her alone over the weekend. So I was a couple weeks late on booking my flight. But anyway, I got my round trip tickets nonstop purchased, and I got my rent-a-car secured. And you put me in a 2023, mid-size Japanese automobile, and I am in the lap of luxury. Maybe not even second to a motel room. So I flew in Thursday night. Thursday night I drove from LAX up to Cucamundo, California. I found Stan's house, and then backtracked to a convenience store filling station, and parked next to another car that seemed to have the same plan I did. And I shut my eyes for 4 or 5 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and woke up and went to the bash Friday morning. And Phil from Almost Machining was, he kind of wanted to see me get a room. And he had his family, his kids with him, so that wasn't an option for me to bunk up with him. But Saturday night, he even went as far as saying, just talk to Stan, get a cot, and sleep out here in the shop. You can be night watchman. But I'll confess now, I went to the bash last year, and I stayed in my rental car for my nocturnal lodging. Like I said, though, I was very comfortable. Took a horse bath in the gas station the next morning, and then Saturday night I actually drove down to LA to my wife's girlfriend's place, and they had filet mignon and ribeyes and exotic mushrooms, and they had quite the spread out for me. And I spent Saturday evening with them, and Sunday morning got my flight out by Sunday afternoon, and had cash. Had nothing left on my debit card. And on Sunday night, you don't leave the airport parking without a debit card or a credit card. They don't take cash. So I found a credit card that I forgot about, and went ahead and got out of the parking lot after freaking out for about 20 minutes. Drove from Cincinnati to Dayton and gave my wife a big hug and kiss and said, I'm going back next year. Well, here we are next year, and I'm going to have to beg off, and all you people at the bash, we'll see you next year for sure, 2025. Everybody at the bash, have fun, be careful, and reach out. Reach out to somebody, make some new friends. Okay, guys, America and YouTube's foremost student machinist, Kimber Zellick. Like and subscribe. No, we're not doing that anymore. Tell a buddy, bring a friend. Thanks, later on. Oh, well, it's never over when I say that, is it? Next project will be taking the milling machine head off and putting on the new adapter plate. So, unless some kind of lathe project comes up. But, yeah, I'm through running the milling machine until I get it, get the rigidity straightened out. All right, guys. YouTube and America's foremost student machinist, Kimber Zellick. Tell a buddy, bring a friend. I'm working on my new catchphrase. All right, there's the mighty Pratt & Whitney. Oh. You go back in my old videos, you'll see this thing used to be blue. And they just painted everything blue. Well, I've had this thing all the way apart, had the apron off, had the headstock off, been into the changing gears, direction gears, the clutches, the pump, and a whole series of videos on that. And then there's the mini lathe, which, damn it, I sold the mini lathe. Oh, well, I sold it to a retired guy who needed something to do. And then I got my KONDIA tool cutter grinder. Took it all apart, replaced the bearings, cleaned out oil, and I sold that also. What was I thinking? With the KONDIA tool cutter grinder, I really didn't know what I had. That's one of my greatest regrets, is letting that machine go. I did make some parts with it. Basically, I replaced these drive dogs that sat inside of they were pressed into the side of a gear, and they were what engaged and kept engaged your forward and reverse feed. I thought I had some spare. I did have a spare set, and I gifted that to somebody who had the same problem with the same machine. But I got the original one, so I can always go back and make new ones, or I can pull out my old ones. But that tool cutter grinder, you know, my first iteration of these parts looked pretty primitive. Then I figured out I could do it on a tool cutter grinder, and they look like Maddie's Workshop made them, or Joe Pye. I mean, they looked nice. Like Brian. They were good parts. I'm trying to mention more people's names, but this old barn shop, Brian, I can't think of Brian's last name right now. Okay, guys. I'm rambling, man. We'll see you next time. Special shout out there to